like any of them. Just this is Gina.
And this is Taylor.
Welcome to the neighborhood. We are back for a Mulligan episode.
Yeah, and we don't even play golf.
We don't play golf, and is that the only thing Mulligan refers to? I think so. Yeah. It's a do-over. So yesterday, if you were one of the brave that tested your audio on your computer, cleaned out your ears, went for a quick hearing test, and then came back and realized, oh, maybe it's their computer. We still don't know what happened. We have done troubleshooting, and we still can't figure out why it just did not have the sound until after 45 minutes.
Yeah, so now I'm scared of everything.
Yeah,
I trust no one
and then it just suddenly had the sound. Well, let's see.
It's giving me subtitles.
Yeah. Yes, I
Look
hear
at
sound.
us.
Okay. We said this time maybe we should turn on one of our phones with Facebook or something so we could see if it had sound, or we could hear if it had sound.
Yeah. So all this to say, we had this fantastic
It was
guest.
so good. We had a wonderful guest, Talia Bond. Talia Bond.
She can't help herself.
I can't help it. How do you have the last name of Bond and not even introduce yourself as that every time? Yeah. I would literally every time.
What is your 00 number?
Yeah, exactly. Every time I would shake hands, I would say Bond, Talia Bond.
And everyone would go,
yeah, whatever.
Nice to meet you, Talia. That's
probably
why she doesn't do it.
That's probably why she doesn't do it, because she's not a dork. But we literally had such a great conversation with her that we said, we're going to have to do it over and share some of the things that she shared with us on the show. Yes. And then we'll just have to schedule another time, maybe after her program. She's doing an event here at the Village, October 29th, if you are in Denver, and you need to be here, because here's what made us ask her to be on our show. We get a lot of people that want to do lunch and learns here at the Village, and they'll do events.
Yeah, and all that means is they're coming in to a place where they don't have an office, a lot of them.
Right, they're just outside groups.
But we have hundreds of people that come in. And they're hoping, oh my gosh,
all of your team, everybody here will want to be here. Yeah.
And everyone will glance by my flyer and be like, I have to go. I have to clear my schedule and I have to go. And that's what they think will happen with one flyer. And it never does. And we'll get into that. But Talia came, and we got calls.
Well, and she's doing a program, part of the City of Centennial.
Yes, and they've been here like many
They
times.
come every month. They do a program. About 15 people come.
I mean, last month there was like 30.
20. Okay. Okay.
But all very average. I'm like, if I could get 15 people to show up to my events, that'd be amazing. Like, that's not a bad number. That's a good turnout. Then 30, I was like, good for y'all. And then Talia came. And they were like, hey, we actually have to go out of the 50-person room.
Because we've sold out. People. Yeah.
We're like, what is this woman doing?
And the day we said that, she happened to be in our space attending a networking group, BNI, which is Business Network International.
I believe so.
They were here, and Talia was going in to one of the BNI groups as a guest, and she was handing out flyers and postcards. And we were like,
had a big poster made. Out, like a phone board?
Yeah, it was like a phone board poster of the event and promoting this event that she was speaking at. Yeah. And we said, that is how she did it. So we said, we want to talk to her about it.
Great tips.
Yeah.
She got her MBA in marketing and communications at Johnson.
Nope.
Regis.
Phoenix.
At
Regis.
At Regis, and then taught classes in Spanish and English, might we add.
Yeah.
For marketing. So she knew what she was doing. And
then she is first of all, she's a brilliant business person.
Brilliant.
She started out working. She said she worked as a consultant.
First, she worked for a company. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Iron Mountain.
Yes, data storage.
Yeah. And then she worked as a consultant for governments, state of Colorado.
With their minority groups, helping minority businesses get certified to get contracts with the state.
Like you can see, like she had the marketing major. Then she starts working with small businesses. Then she was like, okay, I think I want to do this on my own.
And her husband, bless his heart, stable job, working for City of Denver, wastewater. And then she tells him, I want to buy a franchise.
And he
says
no.
Yeah,
says,
as many husbands do. Yeah.
So we've heard that before.
We've heard that.
We've seen where it goes. It just leads to the wives crying.
and doing it
Sleeping
anyway.
less, so,
doing it anyway.
doing it anyway.
But she opened her own Postnet, which for those of you who aren't familiar, Postnet, they have a mailbox,
Yeah,
virtual
you can send
mailbox.
stuff, you can print stuff from flyers to big signs to
Yeah.
banners to everything.
Which she's making our little parking lot signs we have in our parking lot. Of those of you who have been here, you drive in and you're greeted with our cute little signs that say, "Hey, good looking, we're glad you're here," or "Quick, quick, come in before the paparazzi spot you." Like we have all these different sayings on our signs when you pull into the parking lot, and it's part of our personal brand, which got us talking to Talia about branding and personal branding and the importance of consistency in your messaging. So we wanted to share a lot of that.
Yeah.
But since we're doing a whole mulligan, I think we should, before we get into all that, take a trip to the newsroom. We're gonna. I know because I thought I kind of heard the trolley coming, and I thought we should.
Maintenance repair.
Back to
Okay, Brooke, can you hear us
now? Let me turn the sound on here. Wait, I have. Yeah, there we go. Yep.
But you couldn't earlier?
No.
Ay, ay, ay.
That is really weird.
It was on. It was, Brooke. It was.
StreamYard,
It was
okay.
on when we started. We heard it.
I did hear it.
Turn it off now.
Yeah, that is really strange.
What the heck?
I don't
Okay, well,
know. So
now I have no idea what you heard and what you didn't.
So let's talk about Halloween candy, people, because it is Halloween time, and like many of you, you go. It just cut out. Maybe I don't think so. I think something's going on in StreamYard. The yard is not streaming. That is what I'm thinking, but it is working right now. So for those of you who are buying Halloween candy to give out, we live in a neighborhood that there are just no children. We live in houses that are too far apart and it's too much work. Kids aren't going to work for their candy.
No time for jokes on this mulligan.
And
This is mulligan number 2. Okay, I had all these cute jokes about Cheweenies scaring people in the window and little go-go boots. But you know what? No, I'm done being funny.
Yeah,
because the world can't hear me.
They can't hear you. Well, now they hear you now.
I know.
So the price of chocolate has gone up. There's a shortage of cocoa beans and cacao and whatever it takes to make Kit Kat bars. That's all I know.
Chemicals and sugar.
Which is delicious.
Processed.
But you may have noticed chocolate is a lot higher price, which means children are going to be trick-or-treating and coming home with sad candy. So as a parent who used to just pilfer from your candy buckets, you're going to have just like lifesavers or something in their buckets.
I'm hoping for carrots and toothbrushes.
Yeah, she wants the health food. But if
Beets.
you were still young.
Beets are a great Halloween candy because they're because they're bloody. They look bloody. They look gory. It's like you're handing out beets. How cool is that?
Your house would get egged. So anyway,
and I would like it.
Just be prepared if you have not purchased your bag of candy. You're going to be paying more for chocolate. But then I'm like, do I even notice that?
Yeah,
I'm one of these people. I go to the grocery store. I buy whatever
I get what I need.
but you know what? There we go.
It's privilege.
It's privilege.
We understand that.
I'm blessed that I
We
don't
know.
even notice that.
We
I buy
understand
the
that.
Kit Kats anyway.
Or
Okay.
the desperation.
The other news story that I thought was very relevant, because there's been a lot in the news lately about Elon Musk and his releasing the robot, your home robot, which Dad, he swears next year we are going to have a home robot. And I was like,
Do they exist?
well, that's what Elon
For
Musk
sale.
just had a thing that he's saying it's coming, but he's been saying that for a few years. So
Also, your Chiweenies will
they
hinder
will
that.
yeah. Well, they're now
They'll either get run over by
they
the
are
robot.
okay with the or what do you call it? The robot vacuum.
Roomba. Took a while.
Yeah, it took a while. They
Took a while.
barked and chased it, and then now they're like, all right, whatever, this thing is staying. But Elon Musk revealed like the new self-driving robo taxi that has no steering wheel and no drivers. And that one and the robot, he's saying, are coming soon. But again, he's been saying that for a long time. However, there is another U.S. space tech company called Vast. And
Good name.
that company, it is a
Good
great name for Vast, for a space tech company. They have come out with this new space station,
Sorry,
commercial
I'm just
space
making sure,
station.
because I'm
Make sure.
getting a text from Brooke.
Oh, well, look, you can go right here.
Okay.
See.
She's saying, I'll
It's
sound check you next time.
Oh, good.
I'm scared
Yeah,
now.
now we're scared.
I'm scared of
now we're
everything.
just paranoid.
I think I'm going to be talking to people in person and be like, can you hear me? I just have to make sure. Can you hear me?
You know, you'll get to the end of the movie
Is this
and they'll
real?
realize you were dead the whole time.
I knew
it. And then that's why you couldn't hear us. We were dead.
I'm scared. Okay, so Vast
Fast. Yeah, let's get back on
is
track.
sending us to space.
They're coming out with a
commercially.
commercial space station.
And I'm a cynic. I don't believe it.
And if you look up on their website, Dad looked it up last night. I think he already signed up. It's called Haven One, and it is designed by a former Apple designer, product designer. I think his name is Peter Russell, but he designed this whole space station, and it looks like a 5-star hotel. And people can buy tickets. Now, what it doesn't say or give you any clue of is how long are you up there? Are you up there
Where
like
are
for
you
a
going?
weekend?
Where's the space station? When are they
Well, it's
building
not
this
like you go on a
space
trip
station?
in the space station. You get to the
No,
space
you
station.
go there,
and then
but
you
you're
just
saying it's the space station, but it's not the International Space Station.
No,
so
'cause that's
who's
run by the
building
government.
what's being built right now, and how? There's no way that they're doing this by August 2025.
Yeah, it says on there, it says no, but here's another Elon Musk type of marketing. It says coming August 2025 or later.
And there it is.
There it is. It's the or later part that
Everyone's
gets you.
hyped, but let me tell you what. There's an Orion space mission right now. Shout out to Cory Brooker.
Yep.
And he they have to send humans to space. They get to send humans to space. Well, first they're just doing the rocket going around the moon in an elliptic shape so that you can make sure that that will work. Then you put astronauts in, and then you do it where you land and etc.
Yeah.
That has taken NASA so long. They've had to delay. They've had to do so much math before they even just send a rocket, because you can't just waste money like Elon Musk. And so you have to send all these rich humans to space. We saw what happened to the submarine. I'm sorry.
I know. But here's
That
the
was
thing.
sad.
The government, when they do things, it's all the bureaucracy
It's
is
math,
in the way.
no matter who's doing it.
It is a lot of math, but it's also, she just loves math. So she thinks it's all about math. It's not all about math.
1 + 1 is 2.
But
That just makes sense.
The space station, that when the US is involved, or rocket launches, it takes a long time because there's so much involved. Things cost a lot more when you do it that way.
No, but it's the human life
SpaceX
aspect.
actually has been an amazing company. If Elon would just focus on that and stop messing around with politics and Twitter and everything else, they launch, I think 25 or 30 launches.
It doesn't matter
in a
how many
year.
they launch, though, because they crash all of them.
Yeah, but they're doing it to crash them, to experiment, versus the government can't afford to send them up and crash
I'm not
them.
saying, I'm not, listen,
And
I'm
the
not
last one
saying
landed perfectly, and the little arms came out and hugged it back into place.
you're going on a tangent. That's not where I'm going.
Yeah.
It's the human life aspect. They're
Huge
going to send
posh.
humans up and just be like, it's for commercial. This is so cool. And you're
Yeah,
like,
as long as you buy a ticket. I guess they're going.
I want to know
"This
how
is
much
good."
they're going to cost.
I know. We're
How
really
much do you
curious.
think they're going to cost?
But I just think it's interesting to look at.
$50,000.
I'm going to look
She's
into maybe
ignoring me.
I'm going to ignore you to say my next business is going to be co-working in space. So the village work in space.
Village outer space.
Something. But anyway, think about how your business could come up with something cool that could be done in a space station. I think that'd be awesome. So All that to say,
The math doesn't work out,
Yeah.
people.
well, and we talked about that movie Passenger,
oh yeah.
that the space station kind of reminds, if you go to look at their website, look up Vast Haven 1. And it'll show you this video, and it looks very high tech, and it reminds us of that movie where Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence were in these pods, and his popped open, and he had to decide, does he live 90 years by himself and die there, or does he open somebody else's pod so he has companionship? And the ethical dilemma is, would you open someone else's pod? Because
100%.
yeah, we both agreed. We're totally on board with open.
100%.
I would open more than one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think
But
I
I would
open
read
more
their
than one.
bios.
And if they're boring, let them sleep.
Yeah, let them sleep.
And
Then
then if
nobody
they look
needs that.
interesting, it's like, you're waking up with me. You're waking up with me.
Yeah.
Even though they paid to go in this pod and be put to sleep for 90 years while they traveled to wherever
another
the planet
or-
was.
Yeah.
So that's what Haven 1 kind of reminds me of. And it looks really cool. And so in case next year it is on board, you may not see us for a while, because Dad and I may be on Haven 1.
I never see you anyway. You work all the time.
That's true. You see me every day. What are you talking about? So there's our news story. And
There it
It's like
is.
we had to at least share some news with you before we get into our marketing tips. And
All right, we're on the trolley.
we're on the trolley.
We're on the trolley.
Okay, we're in the marketing trolley now.
When my arm is doing, I'm grabbing the trolley
The
bar.
bar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing.
that's what
over
she's
here.
doing. Yeah, that I could see it right there on video.
Yeah.
So Talia shared with us things that she does, and she talked about 7 to 10 is what she said. 7 to 10 touch points.
That's a lot.
But you think about it, you first see a product, maybe you drive by, you see either a billboard, or maybe you see a commercial, or nowadays you see a Facebook ad or a Instagram ad. Although if you saw an Instagram ad for cute pants, would you need to see it 7 times before you bought them?
I usually need
No,
to see it 3
one.
times. One.
Those black pants yesterday, you said those
Yeah.
are so cute.
Yeah.
One time.
But here's the thing. Your threshold is low, but your success rate is also low.
That's
So-
right. That's so.
Yes, you have bought multiple things that you're like, look at this embroidered, beaded, beautiful masterpiece. It is a flat, like rayon.
Hideous.
That is
Okay,
not
so there's been a couple.
embroidered at all.
There have been a few, but there have also
She ordered a
been-
big yak woven. It was
say,
big.
I saw this
She
yak,
thought it was
and
like
it looked like it
3
was basket
feet.
woven yak head, and I was like, that'll be really cool somewhere here at the village. I'm gonna pick it, and it came in. It was made of ceramics, and it was like this big.
So off the top of my head, I got 3. Like bam, bam, bam. So yes, our success rate is low.
Okay, so some of us need to see things 1 time. Some of us need to see things 7 to 10
And some
times.
of us need our glasses when we order things.
And some of us are wearing them today. But if you think of the average consumer, which obviously I am not the average, people need more time to get to know you, like you, trust you before they will attend something that you're hosting online. So when we talk about butts in seats, that's kind of a term whenever you're trying to do an event. Or
just
you're
need
trying to,
butts in
you need
seats.
butts in seats. Like you're trying to host a conference and you need to sell butts in seats
Mhm.
to fill the room. If you're a business that has a service and you're trying to get a customer to pay you thousands of dollars, then that's going to even take more know, like, and trust.
And then
before they're
there's
going to
things
do it.
after that of how you're presenting and your touch points and things like that.
Right.
But just to get them there so you can do a pitch, so you can get them to trust you and be there, 7 to 10.
7 to 10. So when you think about that, if you're running ads, people are going to see them
That's
over and
one.
over. That's one way.
Yeah.
You can have a mailer. Oh, I hate
But-
direct mail, but
yeah,
yet
I
I
know.
hear that it does work. You get a postcard. You might look at it before you throw it away. Then you see the ad and you're like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
As long as it's consistent, the branding looks the same. I see the picture and I immediately associate it with the next thing I see, which we talked about that with Talia's, really making sure you start with your brand by saying, what is the personality of my brand? Is it fun or is it professional and serious?
Yeah.
If it's fun and everything on your website looks boring and all your copy is written in a very boring, flat manner, well, that's not fun.
No.
So look at every touch point from, obviously we have a unique situation where we have a building that people come to. So our touch points are physical things. Like when you
Yeah.
pull in our
The
parking
parking
lot,
lot
there's
signs.
signs. When you go to our website, there's buttons that say clickety click instead of click here. And we have a dog video to see the space. It's a GoPro attached to the back of Margie.
But that's when you actually get to the website.
That's on our website.
But to get people to even be interested, because that feels like a slightly different route. It's like once they get to the website, then you got to make it interesting and fun.
But that's one.
She's talking
That's
about
one
the
of your
7 to 10. Yeah, that's one.
That's one touch point. A postcard might be one.
Go, and the big one that you keep lately been driving home is going to a networking group.
Can I just go off on a tangent on this one?
I'll let you.
Thank you.
Hold on, let me take off your leash. Go ahead.
Thank you. Release me, because I hear multiple times a week here people say, my business either isn't doing well, or I haven't got anybody that showed up for our event. And I say, oh, well, where have you marketed this? And they go, well, what do you mean? I was like, well, do you go to a networking group? No. Do you belong to a chamber? No.
Do you in an association?
Do you go to an association meeting? No. Do you come to our happy hours here? You're a member. Do
people know what you do?
Even know what you do?
No.
It's like you come in and go to your office and you expect people to just knock your door. Hey, I heard that you do this. And I mean, it's like you have to show up. And today I was talking to a woman who came in. I met with her about cleaning service, and she was connected to me through her networking group. And I said, interesting when you think about it. The guy who told me is Dan, who is with American Bank
of Freedom. There's freedom in there.
Dan's with a bank.
Dan's with the bank in America.
Well, he came to me and said, hey, I have a woman that's in one of my networking groups, and she would be great. She does cleaning. He was her salesperson.
Yes.
He was her salesperson. And I told her, I said, it's interesting when you go to networking groups, you are basically building relationships with a team of salespeople who are out there selling for you. So if you are saying your business is struggling, or you're holding events that nobody's showing up to, my question is, where are you showing up?
Yeah.
Are you doing live videos on social media? Are you posting ads? Are you even posting?
Yeah.
Are you writing blogs?
Are you following up with your past clients so that you can stay in touch with them so they can be a referral system for you? No, you're not.
And so I get on a soapbox because I just get frustrated when people think, oh, I can create a Facebook post and suddenly ads dollars are going to come in. I can put a flyer up somewhere and suddenly people are going to show up to an event. It just doesn't work that way. Too many people are too busy. They're seeing too much content. They're scrolling past stuff. It has to be consistency. And Talia was out there handing out postcards. She was attending networking events. I saw her at a chamber event, the Women in Business event, and she was already talking about this event. So if
she has big poster boards, she's got flyers, she's got handouts. She does have a marketing business, or a business that can print all this, but that's not her leg up. I mean,
we have a printer that can also print flyers.
If she was bad at it, there would be a concern. It's like going to a hairdresser with bad hair, but she got butts in seats and needed to change rooms.
Yeah.
So many butts.
We love the fact that she's out there doing all the things, not just one thing. So if you are struggling with your marketing, I challenge you to look at things like, okay, maybe you don't have a butts in seat. Maybe you have a service online. It's like, okay, are you doing email marketing? Are you also doing social media? Do you blog or do a podcast or a video? How are you showing the world that you are the go-to resource? I used to always preach this is, I'm getting too wound up. Don't even get me going.
Hold on.
Put my collar back on. I feel like people always want to be known, but they don't want to do the work that it takes to be seen as the expert and the resource. Quit trying to be an influencer and become an actual expert in your field that is the resource that people come to and that people talk about. And they say, who is it that does course creation? Oh, well, it's Brooke. You need to talk to Brooke. If you're trying to get a course put online, you need to meet with Brooke. Who is it that I can go to do video editing? It's that type of thing, is you want other people being your sales team talking about you. So,
and that comes from you showing up.
It comes from work. And we used to have a marketing agency. So we used to always say, yes, I would love it if everyone just paid us to do it for them, but you still have to be the expert. We have to get the content. So if you're outsourcing your marketing, you still have to produce all the
They're
intellectual
bringing
property.
People to you, and then you have to close the deal. You have to have the intellectual property, and their job is to magnify that message. But we always say, like, it also is something if you haven't shown up to networking groups or if you haven't been doing any social media or online
Anything,
presence.
yeah.
One tip from the marketing world for all those sweet content creators out there who have clients breathing down their necks 2 weeks after starting with them.
Saying, where's the sales?
Where's the
sales?
what are
I
the
don't see any
KPIs?
sales.
What are our numbers? Why don't I have any sales yet? And you're like, well, first of all, you didn't show up for 10 years, 1 year, 5 years, and now you just expect that after 2 weeks of being on social media, people will be flooding your gates like you forgot about them.
Yeah.
So give it some time, but don't be discouraged. You just have to have your name out there for SEO sake, for referral sake, for just people getting to know you in your community and in your industry.
Yeah. So, and if you are here in the Denver metro area, I will highly encourage you to be here at the Village at 9 a.m. on October 29th. Is that a Tuesday, Wednesday? Thursday? I want to say it's a Tuesday or Wednesday.
Oh, wait, Halloween. Oh, wait.
Halloween's on the 31st, which is what day?
Thursday, I think. So it's on a Tuesday.
October 29th. We know it's that day.
I know it's not a Wednesday.
Why do you know that?
Because B&I's in the big room on a Wednesday.
Okay, so we know it's a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be here at 9:00 because I'm excited to hear what she's going to share.
Because that's why we were just devastated that the sound didn't work yesterday.
She was so passionate.
Because she was so excited, passionate. She had her hands everywhere. Yes. She was giving us just wisdom, and nobody could hear anything. She's so likable. So people are scrolling past like,
wow, she looks like she's doing a good mime show. But what I really liked and appreciated about her, I always talk about likability. Like, I want to do business with people that I like. And so if I meet them and they just kind of give me creepy vibes, I'm like, I don't care how good your product or service is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do business with you. She is so likable. And one of the things I think that makes her likable, she's passionate and excited about her own business.
Yeah.
And
about helping people do it.
Helping other people market their business using printed materials, but she also works with their clients on let's talk about your branding and the consistency and all the touch points. So I love that about her. She's super passionate. I love her cute accent and she always looks amazing. She is very branded. I mean, everything about her is on brand.
Yes.
So
October 29th, 9 a.m. here. We believe it's a Tuesday.
And you know what? You could connect with her on LinkedIn. Go and say, I heard you're a rock star. I need to connect with you. And her name is Talia Bond, Talia. Like some people say Talia.
But it's not.
Like I did.
She said, well, we called her Talia for years.
I was like, it's Talia
and she
Bond.
goes, well, I mean, my name's actually Talia.
Yeah,
but Talia. You guys all say Talia in America. And I was like, well, you can tell me that's wrong.
Yeah, you could tell us.
And so we're telling the world. And also Nikki, Francisco did give us a check a while ago saying everything's good. So thank you so much for that.
And that was from Nikki, who husband,
shout out to her husband earlier. Now shout out to Nikki. Just shout out. Hey girl, you're amazing.
Nikki's another one. She is everywhere.
She's everywhere.
She does a gala. People show up. Why do they show up? Because she shows up everywhere. So it's like people that do these galas
and she's
like nobody shows
Nikki,
up.
You show up and you do things for people and they like you and they want to work with you and they want to help you. We love it.
Yeah. So it is about showing up. And my goal is always that people go, I see you everywhere. I go, that's right, you do. Because we do the work.
And you're like,
and lately they're going, I don't see you on everything. I was like, I know we haven't.
And I'm like, I just see her when I visualize her in my therapy sessions, and I see her in my dreams when I'm like, I had a dream that she yelled at me because I forgot to lock the door.
What did the lady say today?
Oh yeah, she said, put another reason to put you on the couch.
Yeah, give your kids a reason.
No, she said, what am I going to do today to put my kids on the couch?
What am I going to do today to put my kids on the couch? That is my goal. I want her to be on a therapy couch.
I already am.
Giving her lots to work with.
Not now. I'm not on one now. This is just a sad.
Well, I'll give you more. I'll give you more to get on the couch about. Like push the trolley button already.
I have you on a leash.
I can growl and bite on the leash. Okay, well, we're on the angry trolley today. Our last segment of the show is always my favorite because it's our
favorite things
where we share some of our favorite things, and we have to tell Talia's favorite thing because yesterday she shared her favorite thing was a book called Your next five moves.
Or next 5 steps? Next 5 moves.
But next 5 moves. I was going to say the 5 next moves, but it's the next 5 moves. And she's read it 5 times. So,
So she's made 25 moves.
yeah, she's made the 5 moves 5 times.
Yeah.
And she said it started with an assessment and it was very good. She highly recommends this for all entrepreneurs. Your next 5 moves. So that was her favorite thing. And we drank the wine yesterday. We had
Actually not either of us.
no, other people drank it at our happy hour that we had here. And
But I feel like the brand name is recognizable.
everybody has probably
Like-
seen in the liquor store called 19 Crimes.
It has a prisoner on it or Snoop Dogg in a big hoodie.
Right now, Snoop
Looking
Dogg.
nice and high.
I don't know how his marketing team is. Wow.
You know why? Because he shows up.
He's on
He
everything.
shows up to the Olympics at
He
every
shows
single
up on
sport.
The
He shows
Voice.
up on Martha Stewart's
on Martha,
radar.
Martha
He
Stewart.
shows
He's
up
on every commercial.
everywhere.
He's everywhere. People right now are saying, I see Snoop everywhere. And you know what? He's likable. He seems super smart.
You know
but
what? I
yet he's
haven't
super
met a
funny.
stoner that's not fun to hang out with. You know, just chill,
I haven't met a stoner.
kind. Yes, you have, and you just
Have
don't
I?
know it.
Am I looking at one? Save it for the couch.
No, but she always
Save it
thinks
for the
I do.
couch.
She thinks I
I
do.
do not
She
think
calls
you
me the
do.
lushy sister.
Okay, lushy
I haven't
is
had
yes,
alcohol
not
at
stoner.
like in months, and she's like, "You
And when was the last time I
alcoholic."
called you a lushy sister? Months.
Yesterday.
No, it was not. Anyway, the lushy daughter. I don't even call you that anymore because I haven't seen you drinking in a while. But anyway,
So when I
Snoop
have a
Dogg-
drink, she's like, "I knew it."
how did we even
Snoop Dogg's a
Snoop Dogg.
stoner.
this has been on the label for about 15 years. It's called 19 Crimes. And here's
15 years. That's how long they've had the bottles,
So
but
long.
not this feature.
Yes. What? Augmented reality has been around for so long, people. And here's the thing that their marketing team needs to be fired because nobody knows. It's such a brilliant concept. Their labels come to life and talk to you when you hover the app over the label.
And this is not when she's, you
No,
know,
if you go up to the liquor clerk and say, "Have you seen the label talk?" They will probably
she's
not
been
sell
escorted out
you.
many times.
They make
They're
you
like,
leave.
"Ma'am, you've had too much."
Yeah, but if you open up, there is an on the back of the wine bottle, there is a QR code, and you scan the QR code. It takes you to the little thing that has you have to prove you're over 21. And
Which I love
then
that proving you're 21 is
it's
just
just putting
putting in
an
some
age, a
age,
year.
like,
just put
yeah.
in a year.
so you're actually 12, but you're like, okay, let me just add 9
Yeah.
years to that.
Well,
I'm
if you
21.
can add to figure that out, you should be able to do it.
And also, like, you have the wine bottle, so your parents, whatever.
Anyway, you put that on, and then it takes you to the thing that says it'll use your camera lens. You have to allow it, and then you put it in front of the wine bottle, and all of a sudden, whatever criminal is on the label, it starts talking to you about their crime.
Yeah,
And they're Australian criminals, so it must be an Australian wine.
that
and
would lead me to
that
believe
would
that.
yeah. The 19 crimes were all committed, and they're Australian.
But I
They're
want to know the
in-
story behind 19. Why 19? Why'd they pick those?
Yeah, that's a good.
So-
we'll have to investigate that
Because their
it's-
marketing team has done nothing to tell me that.
And the wine is like $12 to $16 bottles
Yeah.
of wine because
Like
that's
the
usually the
low
price
shelf.
range I go for.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know the difference. I'll buy this one because it's cool and
Yeah.
you could make everybody impressed that it talks.
Mhm.
So that was my favorite. That is one of my favorite things that I will share, as well as a show that I haven't watched yet, but I love the name so much that I'm
What?
going to go look it up today. It's a movie called Garlic is
is
as good as 10 Mothers. Yes, just the name alone makes me want to watch this. Garlic is as good as 10 Mothers. If you listen,
Strong and in small doses, it's good, is what that means.
Big doses. Julia Dreyfus, her
Oh,
podcast,
mhm.
Wiser Than Me,
Great podcast.
great podcast. She just interviewed. Oh, I feel bad because I don't know her name. A famous chef who recommended this book. Garlic
Okay,
is
it's
as
a book.
good as 10 Mothers. So I'm going to go
book
watch that
about?
tonight. Well, I'm going to find out. I'll
Like, is
report
it a
back.
book about cooking? Is it a book about
I think it's how garlic is the spice of a dish, of every dish, and how mothers are the spice of a family and a community.
okay?
That's
This
my
is
take
good.
on it. Yeah, we'll see how
good.
close I am.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing?
Okay. Okay. I always feel boring. But it's my favorite thing is work-life balance, which means I don't do anything after work. I don't listen to I need to completely check out after work.
Do you have like a favorite kids podcast? For those who have kids?
You know what? I do.
Yeah,
I
see,
have a
thought
great
so.
kids podcast. A few of them.
Well,
Well,
I do have to say, you're a great mom. You don't let Ophelia sit on screen time. She's outside digging in dirt, digging up worms and bugs. And that is so good for her.
I know, it's great. We
Yeah.
go home and there's just 0 screens,
You know what the
and I
sad thing
check
is?
out, and
She may not have a lot to be on the couch about. So that's going to be a bad thing.
I
She's going to go see a
know.
therapist and go, I have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
So you're kind of hurting her.
I'm making her. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. So
There's
but
always
anyway,
something to talk about.
Yeah.
Her and I's favorite podcast is called, well, one, Wow in the World. That's Guy Raz, who
Guy
has How I
Raz.
Built This.
Yeah.
But then he did a science-based podcast for kids with Mindy something. And then that company produced one called Who Win Wow. And
Who Win Wow?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's so I love all of them. The Wow in the World and Who Win Wow both intrigue me and Ophelia.
Which is good.
Yeah, it's amazing. So the Who Win Wow is mysteries in history. So like they'll talk about Loch Ness monster, and they'll talk about like this famous art piece going missing. They'll talk about this little show dog once in New York in the 50s that went missing. They'll talk about all these different mysteries, like even like Easter Island or Amelia Earhart or things like that. So they're bringing up actual historical events and then talking about it as if they're going back in this time traveling elevator, and they go back in time and kind of immerse themselves in the mystery. And it's fascinating. I'm learning a lot.
Good.
And then Wow in the World is fantastic. Like they're doing current scientific discoveries through a kid's lens, and like silly, like there's like a cat sleigh and the cats pull this like cotton candy sleigh, but it's like,
is it as silly as a trolley going through a virtual neighborhood?
almost.
Yeah.
But it's really cute. Highly recommend it. It's entertaining for parents and kids. It's not like
Love it.
Baby Shark making your ears bleed while your kids are in the back. Like, I love this. You actually love it.
Or
So.
Miss Rachel.
Oh God. I've never done Coke. We never watched TV shows or any.
I did
we've
watch
never
one
touched
episode of
YouTube.
Miss Rachel.
Yeah.
She went to the farm, and I was like, wow.
There are better things for you to do.
Yeah.
There are better things for your children to do. Boredom is good for you. Frustration is good. Just ask any French parent.
There you go. So those are our good favorite things.
Good
and
favorite
hopefully you will connect with Talia, because she really is a rock star.
Postnet and Centennial by Park Meadows Mall.
Yeah.
She will be here October 29th.
Yep.
At 9 a.m.
And if you can't be here, connect with her on LinkedIn, and I'm hooked on phonics.
She had to.
Okay, but with that,
I
I think we had sound the entire time.
I think so. We had
one little glitchy, but until next week, we will have another guest next week joining us. So yeah, be on the lookout in the neighborhood and watch out for the trolley.
Yeah, watch out.
Because
here it comes.
It could run you over.
It could run you over because I forget to call it,
Because she doesn't let me do the sound.
We're here now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.